Hi Stampin' friends, tonight we're going to use the filled with sweetness, homemade sweetness, made with sweetness kind of bundles. I'm going to show you, I'm mostly going to focus on these, the filled with sweetness. And you can see here it has a strawberry, some blueberries, a little heart. Love you very much. You're the sweetest, homemade for you, and thank you. And then of course this really gigantic jar. Let me show you how large it is. I'm sure you've probably seen some cards made just with a jar. They are kind of the perfect size to make almost like a little 4-inch square card. Let's see, I was going to see. I don't think that one direction is larger than the other. No, it's pretty close to 4-inch square. And then the dies in this, you can make a topper for your jar, cut it out. Great labels for your jar, a little tie to go around the top. Now this is made out of paper. There's the end of a spoon. I mean, it's just a lot of fun. And I see myself using these other labels on other things, just, you know, for as long as they're current. I think that will be a lot of fun. Then we also have in this the Made with Sweetness dies. Now these are almost all of the fruits that you'll find in the paper. Let me find this large piece of paper here that I have this. Okay, so this is a full 4x12-inch strip, but you can see it has like orange slices. It has all of the fruits. It has blackberries, raspberries, strawberries, peaches. So if you were someone who also liked to make jams and jellies, this would be cute to decorate them as a gift as well. Then you've got your recipe here. This one is not as wide as, let's see, let me show you here. There they are on the back. That's how I store mine now. This is not a full 5 inches wide. That's what my particular card box is, my little cards. It is 5 across. And then this is a little more than 6. So maybe just for scrapbooking, or maybe you can cut them down on one side. This set also has these that you can cut out like pretty much every fruit. And I think that that will be useful for other things, like things that maybe you haven't even thought of yet. I know when one of my daughters was younger, she had an outfit with orange slices on it. And that would be really cute to just kind of embellish that as a scrapbook page. Okay, then there's also, that's a lot to this one, because I had to have it all because I thought it was so cute. Little tiny strawberries, and then daisies, and a ladybug and a bee. Then there is also the matching, of course, the great sentiments, the matching little ladybug picnic embossing folder. And so that made this kind of look, and I really like it. And I could see myself, if I was going to really spend some time, making each one of the little daisy centers yellow, and then maybe brushing on the strawberry slush, I have trouble remembering which one I'm using, onto the ladybugs, and then maybe putting dots of black. So we'll see. I'll have to work on that. I don't know if I can actually stick with it long enough to do the whole thing, but I think that could be really pretty. But of course, it's gorgeous just to use as a background on your card, just, you know, and then add maybe your little circles here, and then maybe put on some of your jams and jellies or whatever. And then just put a happy birthday or a you're so sweet kind of sentiment. Another thing I've done this time is I'm making variations on a card. So I'll do that second. The card that I'm making variations on is this one. We had it for our, a thing that I'm in where we make cards all alike. And so this is just that double flap card. And what I did here was tuck this under, and it makes a cute little card that has a little more front showing on it. Just, it kind of shows so many papers, and that's why I really liked this. Okay, so let's get started. So I've got them all stacked up here, but I wanted to first go over all the papers just to kind of show you what's on the front and what's on the back of each one. So the small honey and preserves and marmalades are on one side, and the back side of it is a stripe. So you could use this to cut out and use for a recipe card, of course, or some writing, but I mean, I probably won't be able to because this is so cute. So there you go on that. This one has adorable little hearts on it, and the back side has spoons. I could see using this with the different little jam jars and lemon curd and things, but I can also see using this with one of our old tea sets or something, because it's just like, that would be really cute as well. And then this is the large jars. The back of it is just a plain strawberry slush, kind of a washed look. Then we have the giant fruits, very pretty. And then the same thing in the Misty Moonlight instead. Then this paper is so pretty. This is all I have left of it because I cut it all up for using for those cards, but it is such pretty little daisies. And then the back side is an alternating light pink and then strawberry slush check, which is super cute. And then this one has daisies and ladybugs, very much like our embossing folder. But instead on the back, it has this gorgeous gingham in our Misty Moonlight. And wow, so pretty. So I'm hoping that you all will find something to like on this. And let's go ahead and start with the simplest design that I have tonight, which is just using either the background or using our little jars here, and then putting this as kind of like a break, and then maybe just putting one or as many as you can stand strawberry on it. So this is a strawberry that is die cut. And so I just think it would be so simple to make a lot of cards like this. So cute and so summery. And then all you have to do is just choose a sentiment. Sometimes, I don't know if you do this, sometimes I will make a card like this and leave it where I can stamp the sentiment later. Now that takes boldness because you can make a mistake sometimes, but a lot of times too, I can just lift it up and slide a new piece of a circle in there. But just, you know, something to think about. You could also, when I cut these, because I wanted to use the blueberry, I ended up cutting off a lot of the strawberry ones, but you could certainly, you know, for a different look, you could put one of our other little guys on there and just make a cute little card like that. And then if someone invites you over for tea, you could put this on there and say, you know, thank you for a great time, whatever like that. Okay, so there is that idea. I was thinking with these, you could put these kind of all over and just let them be however they, you know, fall as they may, in a clump. Let's see here. See what we think about that. Now, I could also, and I considered this, but I considered putting these on a piece behind them, putting a piece of brown or yellow to make them look more like seeds, but I kind of liked how it looked with it just layered on top of it. Another layer that we have with this is this little oval. And what I've done with this many times, you could cut this off and layer it on there because I am a sucker for some scalloped edges. But I've also used I've cut it out myself and I have it ready kind of to go here. I think I need to cut it just a little bit more. Excuse me just one second. Looks like I've kind of gotten carried away right there on that spot. Okay. So, well, I may have to do a little more. Okay, anyway, you get the idea. And then just stick it on there. Now, this one I have done in blue, but I certainly want to do one in our strawberry slush because, you know, got to have equal time. Let's see, here's my strawberry slush. I still have the old ink pads, and I'm fine with that because now we're getting the new magnetic ones, so that'll work well. I'll just, as the time comes for that, I'll just get it and I'll have those instead. So what I'm doing, oops, I got that a little bit off. I just have some double stick tape on the back that I've made sure to stick to my pants a few times so that they don't get too stuck to the card. We wouldn't want to take the, I haven't stamped a sentiment on this one yet, but you get the idea of what I'm going for here. I do think that it takes a lot of ink. I'm going to have a lot on my hands too, but it takes a lot of ink to get this as dark as either the cardstock or as dark as the strawberries and things are on the paper. I'll do one more glob there. Okay, we'll call that good. Just going to set that aside because I'm going to use it again in a second. And so then you're able to stamp your sentiment in there and it'll be super cute. Now, logically, of course, the thing to do is stamp the sentiment, cut it out around it, and then add this around the edge so that you know that you aren't wasting the inside. But I think this kind of just gives you the idea of what that would be like. And then my idea for these little ladybugs, I was just going to try to see how hard it is to do this. Might be better to use, I often keep beside my work area, sorry I'm jostling the thing, a Q-tip. So I am not above using whatever's handy. So that might be cuter to put the, oh, that would actually work for the putting the black on. But anyway, you can see this starting to raise the, oh, this works great. Starting to raise the little bits there. Well, if I did this in black, that would be super cute. So anywho, I think you can see my plan on this, and that'll be a really cute card. When I have time, I don't want to bore you with that. All right, so I'm going to set this aside, and then I'm going to work on, okay, this is the one that we started with. So this was really simple to make. These are just tucked under flaps. This is a regular size card. Just so simple and so cute. I'm going to do it in the pink now. And if you don't care for thank you and you're the sweetest, you could also put you're the sweetest on the front, in my opinion, and then use a happy birthday. Now with this one, I did go ahead and use a different batch of dies here. So maybe I will use, let's see, I've cleaned this. You're the sweetest. Might put that there. And of course I could do it the same way by using the layered piece of this. And I had one cut. Of course it's not jumping in my hands because they seldom do that. Anyway, and do the edge on it as well and use that as my sentiment instead. Now, I forgot to mention these cute little guys. These are called strawberries and dots. The little strawberries are so sweet. And then they have the matching strawberry slush. And now this does have granny apple green. I don't know if I've got it close enough or light enough. I was having issues earlier because there was a reflection in the room. And so now I think I've gotten it too dark in here. But they have granny apple green tops and then the strawberry slush dots and the Misty Moonlight dots. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and try to put this one together to show you what we've got here. All right, so my card base is just a regular 5.5 by 4 1/4, and then my layer here is of course just a 4 by a 5 1/4. And then I'm going to show you these guys. This is my little flap. This flap is 3 by 2.5, and then it's scored at 1/2. So what you're ending up with is a 2.5 by 2.5 inch square. So then that lets you know that your little layer here should be 2 1/4 inches square. So that's that one. I'm going to go ahead and stick that down. Oh, it's hard to cover up that pretty Misty Moonlight gingham. And I said in my newsletter today, this is my favorite of the new online exclusives right now. I just think these are so cute. And it's like, I do love strawberry freezer jam, but I don't really make it all that often. But this makes me want to make some. It's just like so yummy. All right, so that one's done. Now this piece is, you can make it whatever your size you want. I should say that for sure. You could make these whatever makes sense for what you're doing. But this one is 3 3/4 by 3 3/4, a little more than 3 3/4. Oddly, yes, it is. And then it's scored. This may not turn out right because it shouldn't be. It is scored at 1/2 inch again. And so it'll go on the other side. And then let's see how well this, oh, okay. It seems like it's all right. It's a little bit small. But this piece to put on here, again, really hard to cover up that pretty daisy paper there. But I'm going to be tough and do it. And put that over here. Get it centered as best I can. Okay. So then all I have to do with this part, I can use tear tape. That might make it easier to tuck it under here. Or I can use the liquid glue if I think I can. But what I'm going to do first, you can see that's how it's going to be. You could certainly put this at the top or this at the top, whichever works for you. But what I'm going to do first is put my layers on. So on this card, I used the fruit papers like that, which is very pretty. But you could also use some of those small little layered, these, you know, tons of little jars. And the only thing is you do have catch a little bit of the lid of the one below it, but I didn't care. I just thought it was still pretty cute. So it's kind of up to you what you use for that. Anything is going to work. And of course, not even this set, you know, anything is going to work. So what I'm doing here is getting it about the same distance from the bottom as I did on those. So I'm just going to run a couple strips down the thing. And like that. And then do want to make sure that I get these right side up because we don't want to have it upside down on there. All right, and then I'm going to flip this one over, do the same thing. A little scooch up. Okay, so pretty close on that. Then I'm going to take these layers and put them in the same spots that I did on the other. Now, if you'll notice this one, I have it about 1/4 inch from the edge of the patterned paper. So, just going to tuck that in there and tuck that there. And then I'm just going to plan what I'm going to do. So I'm going to slide my glue only on this side, like that, and then get it where it seems like it makes sense. Oh, I got a lot of glue on that spot. Let me get a piece of trash here. Take a piece of trash out of my trash and clean that right there up. It won't matter about the bottom because we're going to stick that down to the card. But here on these edges, we don't want that. We don't want to glue our card together, and I am trying to do a great job of it. Just going to stick my hand in it. And then I can use my adhesive eraser, which you can, I believe, find on Amazon now. We used to sell them. That's where mine came from, but they have them other places. But they're indispensable. I think Stampin' Up! Just didn't find them easy to, the storage for the amount of money that you make on them wasn't high enough. So, you know, that kind of thing. All right, so now I'm gonna just tuck that in and stick it down. And then on the other side, I do the same thing. Got a little less glue that time, which is good. And then about the same distance there. I'm just tucking it, whoops, just tucking it all the way in so that I wouldn't want to have it off the side like that because that could cause a problem when I'm trying to make it. So do that. And then I'm going to flip it over, mash it down well, and put a little bit of, this is our Mono Multi Green Capped Glue. And then I'm just going to center it up here. Oops. Scoochy scooch. And a little scoochy this direction. Hopefully. A little too much. Okay, there we go. All right. So once I've got that on there, I can plan what I might like to put here, you know, making it look just like that. Plan if I would like to put a lemon curd jar, which I think looks nice, but my favorite is probably this one. So I might want to put, instead of putting that, I might want to just put the white, because that really makes it pop. And then on the inside, I'll go ahead and put "You're the Sweetest," and I'll have my card pretty much ready, except we do still have the really pretty, and if you don't have it, you may want to get the Strawberry Slush ribbon with the In Color ribbon this year, because I don't know that they'll carry it over into, you know, onto the online store or what, but it's so nice to have it because we really need it. Oh, another thing. Don't know that I've shown you this before, but I might have shown you last week, but I want to show you a couple of times. What I'm using now for my ribbon is these rather large, like, teleties. You can get them cheaply on Amazon, and that's so much faster. I was making these little deals to pull the ribbon through. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I'm not sure what I was thinking on that, because this is so much easier. But yes, you can see how nice this ribbon looks with this. So I would just pop a bow on there, because I can almost never resist a bow. So let's see here. And this does make a pretty good bow. You can make a, you saw that my first attempt was a pretty wide one like this, but I can keep going and get it shrunk down to kind of a small, cutesier size, and that would look really sweet on there. And then of course, our little guys, they still look great on there. So you can put them, you know, wherever you want and add to that look. Okay, so now I've completed my Strawberry Slush version of this card. And the other thing I wanted to show you is just kind of some different ways to do almost the same thing. So this is a flap with a stamped image of the jar. And then this is the jar topper, which, you know, you would imagine it being fabric or paper. And so I colored it across here as if it had been either not completely filled or partially used, just for kind of some variety. Now you could do the same thing with this one. This one is cut out of Misty Moonlight, so that looks like a full jar. You could also go through here and put on a little bit of our Wink of Stella to give it some sparkle, like the glass is sparkly, so that would be sweet. And with this one, I was just going to show you what that looked like cut in there. That'd be really cute. You don't have to have it match. The contrast is probably cuter, was kind of what my point was with that one. But this is basically the same card, but it did need, I felt like, some green. So I think we'll still be able to make this card really cute by using just some more colors. But I am going to go ahead and put my wraparound around the green, just because it's the size that it was in this one. That'll keep my proportions the same. So adding that on. Oops. I don't know why I worry so much about that. I can always redo it later, but anyway, so I have that one. I'm going to do the same here. And on there, got a little smuts down there at the bottom. I'll have to, again, use my adhesive eraser when I'm finished and be sure I've got it looking nice and neat to send. And then I'm just gonna, hopefully I'll do this quick enough. I'm just gonna slide these in. Just kind of showing you two different ways just to kind of keep things interesting. So see, I've not put a whole lot of glue there, so I'll be able to slide that in. So this is gonna be my bottom one, and I'm gonna put this, the beautiful, whatever you call them, fruits on there. Oh my gosh. All right, put that down there. And you could use a lemon lolly as your base back here. That might look better. I don't know. Or you could use the basic beige if you think. But I like using the white and the beigeish color here. To me, it is not really very vanilla. I tried that and I was like, yeah, no. Okay, so then this one I'm going to slide in here. I'm not going to worry about putting a lot of adhesive on it. I'm going to just get it slid down, or I can kind of get it scooched in and a little bit neater there. Scoochy scooch. Okay, and then when I put this on here, it is just ever so slightly too wide here, but it will still fit in the envelope. What I would suggest that you do as you put it here is put this end in the envelope and leave this piece up, and maybe put another little bit of backing in there, and then you'll be fine on using it that way. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and glue this down. I'm going to put the glue here. This does have, if you don't want to have to worry about this, of course, this has the stamp that makes the lid. So, or you could die cut the lid out of a gold or silver, and that would make it where there's nothing sticking out. I'm not absolutely certain that I'm going to mail it, so I was kind of thinking that I would just go ahead here. Now you do see the little ladybugs on the back, but I just thought, you know, totally fine. And then, oops, I slid it. Okay, there we are. And then I would just take this guy, put it on here or on whatever, and then only attach it at the bottom, and then slide this piece under, because this is pretty easy to bend. Or you could put it on the inside. You could also put another kind of jam here and use it to hold it, and that's just going to add to it. Now, on the front, you could also put "You're the Sweetest" here. So there is a ton of possibilities to choose from. Probably if I was going to do this, I would also go back over here and grab my little strawberry or something and put it on here, just for contrasting colors. Although what it should really have, of course, is this little stamped blueberry, or maybe up here, maybe here, maybe, you know, just something to add to that. Now, I also have this one, which kind of, whoopsie, I almost dropped it, kind of ties it together with the Granny Apple Green. And then you can put your little bow on there like that, and it's super sweet. Oh, I didn't show you putting these in here, but of course, that's going to add, and it's going to go the full width all the way to the edge of the green. So you can have those so that when you open it up, it's super cute. But anyway, I hope that you enjoyed these cards. We looked at the one here with the blue colorway, and then we made the one with the pink, kind of played with that a little bit. And oh, I've got it upside down, silly goose. And then we worked with just a little more simple possibilities as well. But I hope that you enjoy this set as much as I did. This ribbon is gorgeous that comes with it. It's like a misty moonlight and white check. There's just so much to like about this. Hope that you have a great and stampy weekend and are doing well and having so much fun. Bye-bye.